Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be reviewing these nail tips that I was sent by Infilia. I think that's the name of the brand here. But they reached out to me and sent me these tips. These are the stiletto style tips, and I'm just going to go over my process with them and my experience. So if that is interesting to you, sit back and enjoy. So you can see they come in a wide variety of sizes. I think they're listed from 1 to 10 different sizes, showing you the bigger and the smaller option here. It did also come with 2 of these glue bottles, or these nail glue. One of them is just off screen because I already opened it, and with glue I just like to keep bottles upright just in case. There's nothing worse than getting a glue bottle glued shut. So I already did my pinky, my ring, and my thumbnail previously with this, just to kind of give it a test it out, making sure I know what I'm doing before I show you all what I'm doing. So for this video, I'm going to be adding the tips to my pointer and my thumb, and then just kind of getting the whole nail ready for my dip process. My fingers are really thin, so I found that I was using the smaller size. I think it was size 10. For the majority of my fingers. I had to trim down a few. You can see here I'm kind of filing the edge off just to shape it a little bit better to my nail. Everybody's fingers are different, obviously, so this kit might work great for you. You can always snip them down too. So you can see here 200 piece, large capacity. I don't think I will go through all of them, but you could always clip them down to fit your size. And I wanted to try the stiletto tips because it's a very different nail shape than what I normally do. If you've seen any of my videos and before, I am pretty much a square coffin kind of gal. I've transitioned to the coffin recently and I really liked that. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's try these stiletto tips and see what happens. So I'm just kind of testing the shape, making sure it looks good before I apply some of the glue. And then I had to do a little bit of practice of how I was holding the tip and then applying the glue just to make this as seamless as possible. So you can see I'm kind of holding it in a weird upside down way, but then that makes it just really easy for me to stick it to the nail. So just making sure that I have a good amount of the glue. I want to make sure that I saturate the end here so that when it sticks to my nail, it sticks really good and I don't have any gaps between this false nail and my real nail. So just laying my finger nice and flat, lining it up. I found that, full disclosure, I've never used tips before. When I've gotten my nails done at a salon, I've gotten tips in the past, but it's been years since I've ever done that. I've had pretty good luck with my natural nails. So first time using these nail tips, but I found that the glue dried not too quick, so I had a little bit of time to adjust and make sure it was in the right spot, but still dried quick enough where I didn't have to wait forever to move on. So I'll let you just watch a little bit of the process here. I'll move to my thumbnail, and then once those are glued down, I will jump back in. All right, now that I got those glued down, I'm just gonna jump back in really quick. And what I'm gonna do is just clip the edges of these nails just to shape them a little bit more and get them to a more natural shape to my finger here. And then they're a little long. These tips were a little bit longer than I would imagine, or that I would like for myself. So just taking down some of that length as well. I'm using my nail clippers. You could use like the nail scissors. I just couldn't find mine at the time. And then what I'm gonna do is just kind of lightly file and shape the edges, just to kind of bring it down a little bit. I'm not gonna go too crazy because what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dip my full nail at this tip in clear. You can kind of tell on my finished fingers that I have those fully dipped in a clear dip so that I can work off of that base. I wanted to do that so that I could have a better transition between my natural nail and the tip itself. So you can see with my file, I'm kind of going to the edges and then also the top, just to bring that height down a little bit so that when I dip, it is slightly more even. I'm paying attention to kind of the keeps sounding like I'm saying widest part of my fingernail, and then just tapering that down to get that nice stiletto shape. Bringing the flat edge of my 180 grit and just really sharpening that, making it nice and smooth and nice and straight. And go slow. I find that when I file, if you just kind of mindlessly go back and forth, you're not paying attention to what you're doing. I found these tips were super soft, super flexible. They were really easy to cut, really easy to shape. Like I said, this is the first time I've used tips, but these ones were awesome. So if I were to use them again, I would definitely recommend this brand. They were super light. It didn't feel like I was wearing anything. I've read in the past that some people, you can like feel the weight of the tips. That was not at all my experience. I felt these were super soft and exactly what you would want in a tip. So I'll just let you finish watching. I'm just gonna shape these up a little bit, make the edges a little bit more straight, and just try to flatten that transition before I dip. All right, now that my nails are shaped in a way that I like, I'm going to dip these in clear. So you can see I'm using my Mia Secrets clear powder. Any clear powder would work, but I just really like the price for the size that I got from this off of Amazon. I will link it below. And then just using the Revel Nails Pro Base. Any base liquid I feel like would work for this if you're using the dip powder. But what I'm going to do is kind of concentrate some of that base liquid on the whole nail, but really where that gap is, where that false nail meets mine. I'm going to file this dip powder down nice and smooth and flat, so I'm not going to worry too much if it's on the thicker side, because my goal is just to smooth out the transition between my fake nail and my real nail. Again, just adding that nice layer of base, focusing on that seam. You can see it was a little bit thicker, but for what this is, I don't mind that. And then once this is dipped, I'm gonna do the whole process again. So I'm just gonna dip this twice, just to give myself a really nice, even, smooth layer to work off of. But I really liked these tips. I would definitely use them again. I did my friend's nails this past weekend and she loved them. It was really a beautiful style and really easy to work with. So definitely recommend these tips again. If you are interested, I will link so obviously you can see my nails are bare. I did my full removal process from my previous dip before this. I will link it in the cards above so you can see that again. If you are curious on this whole what is dip, right? What is dip powder nails? I have another video for you as well going over my dip process that I will link in the cards too, so you can check out that process as well. So I tried to stay not as close to my cuticles since I'm going to be working on top of this, but I have this really great tool to clean up those edges. I will link below as well. So just adding a little bit of that Revel Nails activator to activate the dip powder, make it nice and hard. I'll give it a minute or so to fully soak in, and then off camera what I'm going to do is use my file and just shape these. I like to hand file mostly, so that is what you will see. But just going to make these match my other nails. Now you can see they're all the same size, the same length, looking nice and smooth. Look at that. Give me a like. Look at how beautiful those are. I was walking around with just these tips on for a while and I didn't want to dip my nails. I was really digging the natural look. So maybe I'll have to add these tips in the future and just create this natural nail look that you see here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this video useful, helpful. Hopefully if you're searching for some nail tips, these ones will work for you. They offer a few different sizes. I was just using the stiletto nails for my video here, but they offer a couple different lengths and styles for you. So if you like this video, drop me a comment below and I'll see you next time.